The grand library, with its towering shelves and the scent of old leather, felt more like a stage than a room. Detective Corbin stood waiting, a lone figure in the hushed space. The heavy oak doors swung open and in they walked, Silas Blackwood, Eleanor Vance, and the enigmatic Ghost. They moved not as suspects, but as a unified front, their presence filling the room with an unspoken confidence. Corbin watched them, a flicker of grudging admiration in his eyes before he began. Corbin gestured to a large mahogany table, his movements precise and deliberate. It was never just a simple theft, was it? He began, his voice low, but carrying the weight of his certainty. It was a performance in 3 acts, a meticulously crafted piece of theatre where each of you played a leading role. He looked from one face to the next, holding their gaze as he methodically laid out the threads of their intricate conspiracy, weaving them together into a single, undeniable narrative of deception. First, Corbin's voiceover began as the scene dissolved into the past. The benefactor. A flashback showed Silas Blackwood in the smoky, amber-lit interior of an exclusive club, a glass of expensive whiskey in hand. He leaned forward, his voice a conspiratorial whisper, as he presented his audacious plan to Eleanor and the Ghost. Beauty should not be imprisoned, he declared, his eyes gleaming with fanaticism. It must be liberated, set free for a worthy audience. Then Corbin continued, the architect. The scene shifted to Eleanor Vance, alone in a sterile modern office late at night. The glow of a computer screen illuminated her focused expression as she navigated a complex digital interface, her old credentials granting her access to museum blueprints. Her fingers flew across the keyboard, pinpointing a single, overlooked flaw in the state-of-the-art security system, a ghost in the machine only she could find. And finally, Corbin's voiceover concluded, the artist. A swift montage cut together images of the ghost in motion, a fleeting shadow gliding through narrow ventilation shafts, a display of almost supernatural grace, disabling a web of crimson lasers with fluid, acrobatic movements. The final delicate act, gloved fingers plucking the heart of the dragon ruby from its velvet pedestal, vanishing back into the darkness from which it came. The scene snapped back to the library. The trio stood unmoved, their expressions calm, almost placid. A slow, knowing smirk spread across Blackwood's face. A brilliant deduction, Detective, truly. But you missed the entire point. At his cue, Eleanor activated a small projector. An image flared to life on the wall, revealing the ruby no longer in a stuffy museum case, but resting in a stunning, high-tech private vault, illuminated by precisely angled lights.
It was never about theft, she said, her voice cool and clear.
It was about giving the masterpiece the gallery it truly deserved. Without another word, the 3 turned and walked out, leaving Corbin alone in the vast library. The camera pushed in on his face, capturing the slow, wry smile that spread across his lips. He had been outmaneuvered, beaten at a game he thought he had mastered. But in that moment there was no anger, only a profound, begrudging respect for the artists who had created their own masterpiece. The screen faded to black.